Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Budz Live, session number 4. I am your host. First of all, this is Mother's Day edition, so spend some time on this Mother's Day. Hey, shout out to all the mothers out there, would-be mothers, grandmothers, stepmothers, baby mamas, and all those that I forgot to mention. But yeah, I'm your host with the most, J. Morgan Hearn. And you could be anywhere in the world in which you are here, and I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that share, and if you haven't already subscribed to the second channel at Mall TV, do that. That's the backup channel. But without further ado, bring the introduction in on here with the Budz, panel of the Budz. Stepping in with, we'll go this route right here today with the, hold on, bear with me, folks. Take that off there. See Dizzle himself. We missed you last week, Bud, but glad to have you back.
I know it was my daughter's first communion, so we're happy to celebrate that. But I'm glad to be back.
All right, we bring it in. Next, Bud, Weezy 19. Welcome. Happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day to you and yours. Let me see where.
What else, people out there?
We're Slade. And last but not least,
Ryan back. He back.
Slade himself. Slade Wilson. I would say
he's trying to take that last flight.
Yeah. But I would like to say people don't realize Slade is the actual the originator of the Mog, the name Mog. So if people didn't know out there, you know, Slade is the one that gave me the nickname Mog. So shout out to you, Slade. Most people don't know that, you know, and whatnot. What's the backstory on that, Slade?
Well, you know, like when I first met you, you know, we was hanging out and stuff. You're a slender guy, you know what I'm saying? So me and my boy Garrett Cox was sitting around. I told him, I said, look like Jay, man, need to eat a hog mog to stick in the rib. So, you know, it got dropped from hog mog. It's just straight mog that became your name. But you did bulk up over the years, though, so had to get the hog part, had to get dropped. It's a real silly little story.
Yeah. But then I will say the addition to that would be the picture of the Egyptian griffin, and then it rotated to Mog Notton.
Because he does look like Akhenaten.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so those of y'all who always wondered, you know, then that became the gamer tag and it just stuck, and we had our German summers. We was playing Xbox Live and the zombies, and everybody had a German name. So, you know what I mean? It was Hagen or Hagen or Heim and Morgenheim. And that's just how it came to be. So without all further ado, we're going to dive into this weekend's violence and carnage and competition.
It was a lot of it.
It was a lot of them. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the good old Canelo.
The main topic.
Yeah, we'll start with the main topic since we hold it back. So what was y'all thoughts on that fight?
I mean, shit. I mean, I didn't know, you know, I'm not a professor boxing like Ahmad is. He know a lot more than I know about boxing. I didn't understand, and I didn't realize that Canelo was going up a weight class, trying to just get a belt type deal. You know what I mean? He kind of stepped out of his league, and it showed early. You know what I mean? 2-3 rounds in, you could tell he couldn't even get a piece of him. Really, like
that had me kind of let me see 6.
Yeah,
that had me kind of wondering out too, man. What you got to say there, Slade?
Well, from what I observed, that was the main problem. The going up in the weight class, that body size difference, that guy had too easy of a time. Bivol had too easy of a time defending himself. Canelo could not punch around his, and that was the story of the fight. He couldn't punch around Bivol's guard, and Bivol just stepped back and pieced him up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it was and in Canelo's defense, what he ran into was somebody kind of like Triple G, who he couldn't knock out. And Canelo has become somebody who damn near has to knock you out now. He has a very low punch output. So if he can't hurt you in the body and put a couple hooks and uppercuts upstairs, you ain't gonna beat him. That's why he's been dodging Benavidez. Because Benavidez don't sit still, and he throws way more punches in it, and you know he won't be able to knock that Mexican boy out.
Yeah, when I was watching that fight too, I saw that early, like you know, I see them give dude all he could, you know, he give him the normal ha, and that shit was just bouncing off his armor. It wasn't doing nothing. And I seen like by round 4, I seen it on his face. He was kind of like defeated. I thought he got gassed a little. He got gassed a little too early. I thought too, man. That was the
he definitely was out of shape to fight a round fight.
Absolutely.
But you would have thought like him being the smaller guy, he would have used his speed. But when he was coming with the power shots and they weren't doing shit, then dude exchanged. When he had him on the ropes right there, that was like a pivotal point. Bivol, I thought Bivol, he had him like when he even told him like, "Come on, let's trade." And Bivol was like, "No, step back out here. I'm beating your ass." You know.
Yeah,
I thought that was
very smart. Absolutely. Their game plan was effervescent, immaculate.
Correct.
His defense was impeccable. All that.
He protected himself and didn't do nothing dumb, and he retained his belt. He's a very smart champion. Now, I mean, really, it's really no sweat off Canelo's back. Just losing this fight, really. I mean, it just hurts his legacy.
Right.
None of his belts were up for Luke getting lost.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
It just makes him look bad having a second loss against somebody who's not really known. You know, that Floyd Mayweather loss, that's the best loss in the history of boxing. Nobody had a loss that good ever. You know what I mean? So you beat everybody else except for Floyd, but he can't say that no more.
Yeah, and in the way that you know, him moving up, did he lose a belt that he won from Caleb Plant?
No.
Okay, so when he moved up in weight last time, what belt did he take? Because every time he stepped up, he took somebody's belt. So what was the last belt he took?
He took Caleb's belt, but that was the last one.
And what weight class was that?
Super middleweight.
Mm-hmm. And this was light heavyweight. So yeah, Canelo did nothing but tarnish his legacy a little bit. He didn't lose the belt. And Bivol, I mean, I don't see another big fight for Bivol other than this rematch, you know, because there's nobody at that weight class that I can think that I would really, you know what I'm saying, had to see.
Yeah, because Andre Ward and Kovalev, they're both done.
Who has the belts in that weight class?
I couldn't tell you all of them.
But is it smart for Canelo to take the rematch if he gets beat again?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Canelo's going to fight this guy again personally because he's going to have to train and he's going to have to get in shape like never before to beat this guy and come up with a different game plan than trying to knock him out. He's going to have a punch output.
No, because that's what I was going to say because I didn't see last night's fight.
Jay Will.
But all his other fights, he's knocking people out or just overpowering them. And just watching those clips, man, he was doing nothing. And that dude looked like he was bigger. Normally, when you look at Canelo in the ring against his opponent, Canelo just looks like he's way bigger than whoever he's fighting. And it did not look like – I mean, that dude, that's a big dude. Looks like he's got a good reach. What, 70, 74?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole point that is Canelo wasn't scared of the size. Kovalev is roughly the same size as that guy that he was fighting. And he knocked him out. And that's my whole point. Kovalev don't have defense like this, though. This guy, by the end of the fight, this guy had bruises on going up and down both arms. He was protecting his body so beautifully. His arms got the business. But them ribs and stuff, I mean, he was getting – Canelo got some body shots in, but not like he does on everybody else. That dude had bruises all over his arms.
No.
I mean, you could bruise too.
And he was taller too, so you know he wasn't like them. Bruises
that guy has the longest arms I've seen from shoulder to elbow on anybody that's boxes. When he does like this, his elbows touch like his belt line for real. You know, most guys got to rock up and down. His head and his fucking whole shit is protected from this. He has impregnable defense because of his body structure.
Yeah, it was looking.
Yeah.
It was looking bad.
Hey, other lightweight heavy. The other more heavy, light heavy, better be, and Joe Smith Jr.
Okay, I wouldn't even.
I don't know nothing about neither one of them, but they both. The Russian 17-0, 17 knockouts. Bivol next.
I thought when like
opponent by the looks of it.
And making himself a household name now by beating Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, but you think he's gonna hold his belt for long and he's gonna be the man at that weight class?
I mean, do you see anything that will make you think otherwise last night?
No, but I'm not familiar with the other fighters in that weight class. That's
right. That's why I said
I'm buying stock.
I'm buying
stock in Bivol. I'm like, well, who else am I gonna put him up against to get a big fight? He'll beat Canelo again because he don't have to change nothing he did, but just fight.
If he fights Canelo again, it's gonna be another big payday. So I mean, why wouldn't he do that?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I don't see
another Russian out there that's 17-0.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I'm not familiar with nobody else at that weight class.
Yeah, I'm not really into the light heavyweights and cruiserweights too much. After you leave the super middleweight, I just jump straight to heavyweights after that. Right. That's a shame because I mean, it is a decent.
That's where all the real good ones at.
It's a decent weight class, but that's
Yeah.
Not a lot of exciting fighters in that weight class. Let's just say it like that.
No, clearly, because we all watch boxing and none of us know any of their names. So, I mean, we watch plenty of boxing.
That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Would you say, Kurt, better be?
Yeah, better be. And some dude named Joe Smith.
Joe Smith Jr., huh?
Joe Smith Jr.
Is he related to Callum Smith?
He's 28-3. 28-3 with 22 knockouts.
Is he from England?
No, United States.
He got 3 losses?
Yeah, 28-3, 22 KOs.
Garbage.
WBO champ. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I ain't here for that.
Oh, plenty of champions out of control. You guys are out of control.
The WBC champ is a Russian that's 17-0. He done knocked out everybody.
But in boxing, you got to be undefeated to be like super relevant.
That's not true.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Who got the blemishes aside from Canelo that's super relevant?
Well, listen, I mean, Manny was probably the best example, right? When he had like 12 losses and like 8 championships.
Throughout history, every famous fighter there's a handful that went undefeated. Want me to give you a few names? Besides Floyd Mayweather, Rocky Marciano. You guys know anybody else?
But the way that
you guys don't know anybody else. Okay, see, so you can't. I mean, you're trying to put everybody up there in the class with them two. Joe Calzaghe, undefeated.
I don't know Joe Calzaghe.
Oh, got the guy who peppered up Roy.
Brown Bomber. What Brown Bomber?
Brown Bomber what? He had losses.
Wasn't he undefeated?
Absolutely not.
Did he?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he was undefeated.
Who was?
Joe Louis?
No, he was not undefeated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He lost to Max Schmeling. He lost to Rocky Marciano. He had losses. Everybody got losses except for like them 3 dudes I just mentioned. Right. There might be a couple others that I can't drum up right now, but Marciano, Mayweather, and Calzaghe all retired undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, so you cannot call nobody nasty with no 3 losses.
I didn't say that was nasty. I just said that.
I know that.
I don't know. He can call Joe.
There was another
Joe Smith nasty for 3 losses.
Because there's plenty of dudes that's undefeated that's nasty too.
Exactly, because they ain't fighting nobody. So if you got 3 losses and you got a belt, that means you've been fighting people that are relevant. So that means you're a tough guy. That's not nasty. That means you're going to fight somebody. That means you're probably not handpicking your opponents like Canelo's team does for him. But they handpicked the wrong one this time.
I'm about to say, yeah. So I mean, I know Canelo's your guy. You know what I'm saying? So when did you know, and when was your heart broken in that fight? When did you know, like, oh shit?
He's so silly. My heart wasn't broken for nothing, man.
Your heart was broke. Your heart was broke.
Not at all. I told y'all before, he's ducking Benavidez. That's my dude right there. I like Canelo, but he's a ducker, and they handpick his opponents. Just like they were doing Rocky in the movie at the end of his career before he bumped into Mr. T. Clever line.
So at what point in time did you know that it's we got problems? Houston, we have a problem.
in the 6th round when he turns it on and wins the second half of the fight. He couldn't turn it on and win the second half of the fight.
Yeah, I think I knew like in round 4. He just had a
little. 3 rounds.
I kept saying, I'm like, why is he looking? He was looking in the crowd, like he was looking to the side, like something was wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know what's wrong.
Yeah,
penetrate that armor in front of you.
That's right. He could not penetrate the armor, and by round 6, he usually don't get frustrated till then, and that's when he got frustrated. From what I was saying, because when you hit round 6, you got to win the rest of the fight every round.
Yeah, even with but you do see that on the score, even though it was unanimous, if he didn't win round 12, it was going to be a draw. Like they still was going to do the okie doke on him.
Absolutely, because Chris Mannix and Major Marquess Warren, you know what I'm saying, their scorecards don't count like that.
Man,
they're the unofficial judges, so it don't matter what that flag. All 3 judges
closer than it really was.
All 3 judges called it 115, 113.
Exactly. So that's what? That's a 1 round difference.
There you go. It was
but that's some bullshit. That was not a 1 round difference fight. That was like
not at all. That was about to put it in.
Now, do you Budz realize this one though? He ain't with Golden Boy Promotions no more. He didn't have that protection. Had he been with Golden Boy, I'm pretty sure he would have got that victory last night or the draw, no matter what. He wouldn't have took that L if he'd still been. But he ain't with Oscar no more. His protection is gone.
It would have been hard though. It would have been hard because he was getting his ass.
That would have been real bad for boxing if they would have gave him that win.
Well, there've been worse wins than that in boxing.
I know.
You guys, you need to watch more boxing. There've been worse calls than that.
Absolutely.
That went that way.
Sure.
The most egregious act of a bad call in boxing ever. Nowhere near it. Because you could have made an argument, that Canelo did win. Them judges know how to defend themselves. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I couldn't have made no argument for.
They got a good story every time, though.
Yeah, that was not looking good for that Bud at all.
You got to remember though too, when these judges are sitting there, they're sitting stationary. These guys in the ring moving around. They don't see everything like we do on the TV.
True.
You understand?
Right.
True, but they say shit that we don't too. They sitting right there,
I know, in one spot. Yeah. So I'm telling you.
So you saying we got the better vantage point than they do with all our angles and shit?
Let me ask you this question. When you go to a live football, basketball, baseball game, or you sit at home, what is the actual better, the better experience is at the stadium, but how do you see the game better than in your own living room?
I see it better in the nosebleeds when I'm sitting in the nosebleeds.
Okay, you got a replay and a rewind in there?
Yeah, I got it.
A replay and a rewind?
Yeah.
Do they show you the highlights of the round?
Just like I got here.
No, they do not. They do not get round highlights like we get. They do not see a better experience than we do.
If you at Dallas Stadium, you do.
5, 6 replays in a row.
Yeah, but your eyes don't get up on the jumbotron, so you're still watching the TV. You're not watching it live. A TV is the best way to observe it and get all the information you need. You get all the different angles and all that. You know what I'm saying? The history in your eyes ain't as good as the history of that lock-in hardware. You know what I'm saying? You might forget what you've seen early in the round, but they'll bring it back to us at the end of the round. In between the rounds, they got a whole minute to kill, so we're gonna see a lot of action that the judge might have forgot about as he's checking down the scores. He might even have missed some of it. So that's how they get away with calling bad fights.
Yeah.
There's no instant replay in boxing.
It'd have been hard to rig that one.
You make a good point. You make some good points for the rest, but not for Adelaide Bird or whatever that lady is. They be fucking them shit up.
The judges, because of course not, bud. Boxing has always been the illest, dirtiest sport ever, with the worst calls ever.
Right.
Bud's taking dives and all that.
Hey, even worse than the Boston refs the other day. Worse than them.
Man. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to try. I was waiting for somebody to make reference to that one.
I actually didn't
get a figure. You ain't like that.
I actually didn't get a chance to see most of that game.
Yeah, it was
seen
bad,
a lot of
man.
It was a lot of bad reffing.
It was bad reffing, man. I said that in our group chat. I'm like, man,
and it ended up hurting Boston more at the end of the game. But
but they were bad calling on both sides of the ball. Though?
Yeah. But it just worked out bad. The timing for Boston was the worst.
You really can't complain, man. You really can't complain that they were bad calls.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
No.
Once you see these highlights,
yes and no. Hold on, yeah. Why can't I pull up none of my?
Yeah, if he pulls up the Marcus Smart
shot, yeah. Let me try to.
You know what I mean?
3.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to defend that one.
That's 3 throws.
Yeah. I don't know, Dizzle, but was he on them before he got up?
Yeah, I mean, who was he passing it to?
Now listen. I'll be a hater. I watched Chris Paul do that swing through arm crap and get 3 free throws for doing that.
Yeah.
And he was on the move and pulled up. It was the same thing, only he was more on the move. Like if that wasn't a shooting foul, I don't know what a shooting foul was. Like, but that's
the problem.
I
know, but that's kind of like you said, he was on the move. He was on the move when Chris Paul.
It was a couple things bad in that Boston game, you know, and I'm not even just being with my Celtic pride calling all this shit because you know they was letting them play a little bit both ways at first, but then they would call some weird ticky-tack shit like they was letting Giannis plow over cats and not calling nothing, or they'll call, you know, I would say they had a bad charge and a no call one side to kind of bounce it off at one point in time, but towards the end of the game, it was a foul on Giannis that would have like put him out or whatever that they gave to Bobby Portis instead. Like that was some bullshit. You know, you could clearly see it in the replay, and the fact that they have the ability to do replays and change calls, you know what I'm saying, on their own without a challenge. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, and that smart pull through when he was for sure shooting the ball. And you heard somebody even say it like, who was he passing to? You know what I mean? Because it was not no kind of.
I know, but I think that the refs was saying that he got fouled on the ground before he really got to do the pull up.
Oh, what? 0.0001 second before you would call it a shot? Like it? That's just.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it either, Dizzle.
And they were down 3. You know what I'm saying? What do they need? They needed a 3-pointer to tie the game. So he wasn't going to pass it.
Yes. I don't quite like it either.
Didn't they? But didn't the NBA actually change the interpretation of that rule and make it so that actual swing through is not actually a shot foul? Didn't they do that like a 2? No, I could have swore they did, bud.
No, they still allow it.
I could have swore that's a side out foul because I seen Chris Paul do that last game himself, and it was side out.
Right, and so, but when you get into like the continuation piece of it, like I watch dudes take 2 Euro steps from the free throw line all the way to the other side of the court, and they call it a continuation. That Marcus Smart play is not a continuation at all.
Oh, but they don't take 2 steps like that. They're taking 4 steps. Luka Doncic travels every time he goes to the hole, and Giannis damn near does too. So I wasn't trying to pee on the NBA, bud. I just wasn't trying to pee on the NBA. We all know they walk. Don't sugarcoat the
what it is that they've added the gather step. You're allowed the step that you take when you're gathering the ball, that don't count.
Okay, and that means
seems like it's
that means you
that shit look like travel all the time to me.
Right, and you get to pivot out of that too, so you get to take 2 steps, take a gather step, keep your pivot foot, turn and do a pivot like
no
down the court like that.
The gather step comes before your 2 steps.
Listen, there's only a few guys who really take them 4 steps, and I just named 2 of them real quick. Okay,
Giannis.
Yeah,
like that shit right there. Yeah, he was plowing.
Luka Doncic.
Oh, Luka takes mad steps.
Yeah, I know. He travels every time he goes to the hole. I just said that. I didn't say that. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And not only that, it's just like Donovan Mitchell said the other day. John Morant that don't do nothing but walk up and down the court carrying the ball everywhere he goes. He does Allen Iverson killer crossovers up and down the court. That boy is really carrying real hard. Donovan Mitchell.
The rules have changed.
No, the rules didn't change. The refs don't call calls. The rules have not changed.
No, the ruals really have changed for carrying.
Yeah, they have changed some of the legal.
It could be on the side all day.
I know, but we're not. Yeah, the side of the ball, my ass. I said carry under that bitch. Watch Ja Morant next time he plays. That boy walking up and down the court, carrying the ball all day. He is constantly underhand scoop crossover all damn day.
And you know what's funny is they're all over, or they don't care about that call at all, but yet they'll be calling the dude stepping out of bounds at the three-point line 475 times a game. Like, you're on that play that much that you're going to see him step out of bounds on that, the baseline three every time, but you can't see them walking down the court. Don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't think my Celtics are in trouble. I think they're going to gather back because Jason Tatum had a terrible game.
They're absolutely in trouble.
No, they're not
absolutely in trouble.
Why is that? They play on the road just as well as they play at home. Giannis is big.
Really in trouble.
I know.
You know who's in trouble is the Miami Heat.
The problem is it's a series. They got to beat them.
They'll win next game. I mean, there's one shot from being right now. They shot the worst they have in all the games so far.
That's probably gonna be a 7-game series. That's probably gonna be a 7 games. It's gonna come down to the wire. But the series that's really
Boston can't beat them 4 times.
You know, it's really about to get really ugly though.
And they will.
Hey, you're not listening. That's gonna be a 7-game series, man. It's going down. But that Philly series, that's about to turn it.
Yeah.
Because Joel is back.
Okay, so Joel being back.
Joel? Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's gonna
be got nothing for the Heat. And that's what I'm saying. They got nothing for him. Yes.
They got Bam Adebayo. Bam is the best defense that they have, and Joel was just like a monster, just stomping through the city, like just running over cats.
Right.
But he's so agile and such a smart player and gets the rebounds. But it was, like they said on the broadcast,
a lot to do with James Harden too.
Yeah, it was the defense, man. They shut that Miami team down. They couldn't accomplish anything on the offensive side because the big man was standing in the center.
They played good.
Because it's one fact that's always going to be true.
James Harden stepped up.
No, you can't teach size. There's a true 7-footer planting in that damn paint, like Chuck just said, controlling the defensive side of the ball. You can't teach size. Yeah. Joel is all the difference in the world.
With the mask, he back with the mask. You see, they changed the mask rule now because you see his mask is black. Before you couldn't have no colors.
Well, and James Harden is playing terrible, man. That dude was a 30-point MVP.
No, he played good last game.
He's playing garbage. He had like 16 points and some assists.
He played good last game. He was attacking the rack and all that.
He been playing. If James Harden was the James Harden that he was, maybe even a couple years ago, nobody's stopping that Philadelphia squad in the East. So if he picks it up,
if James Harden was the James Harden that he was for his first games with Brooklyn Nets, they'll be balling.
Right. Like, where did he go? He didn't just get terrible. He's still an MVP.
Yeah, I don't know. So where you think this series is gonna go then, Budz? Like, it's gonna go.
Yeah, 17-8-6 last game. He was hooping last game.
James Harden we're talking about, Kurt. I'm not impressed with that at all. That dude be putting up like 40 points. Like, okay, not to say I'm not impressed, all right, because you got to spread the ball.
No more. Those days are over.
Why?
I know. Shooting percentage. He's not getting to the rack. Like he'd average like 12 free throws a game.
Well, this is okay, but here it goes. No. Here it goes right here. Who's the coach?
I mean, we can go back. We can keep going back to that.
Listen, his coach is Cock Rivers. The game plan is that Joel Embiid workout. Okay. So did James Harden ever have a big man to work with anywhere else? Of course, his offensive numbers are going to go down. He's not the main weapon. Joel is the main weapon. That is Joel's team.
Right.
Offense, Joel, not James Harden. Everywhere else James Harden was, the offense ran through him. His numbers are going to go down.
I'm not talking about numbers going down, but what I'm talking about is his offense efficiency, his turnovers, just like things that are uncharacteristic. Like, now I understand it's a chemistry thing. He flipped over the Nets, then all of a sudden midseason flips to Philly. Like, I get that, but like, I think very highly of James Harden. You know what I'm saying? MVP, leading scorer, like I said, like that dude, perennial all-star. Like if I could just see like 20% more out of him,
well,
Philly would be a monster.
I'm not defending the guy, but a ball dominant player.
They good. They just need Joel.
Listen, a ball dominant player needs to be ball dominant, and like I said, Doc Rivers will not let him do that. It's not his team to just dribble around. Luka Doncic can do that. When he had a team like Luka with nobody else really good around him, you can just dribble around and do what you want to do. He can't do that. He has Joel Embiid, who is the best player on the team. He can't be ball dominant like that no more. Those days are over for James Harden. So if you don't get to work out all game, you're going to make those mistakes. You're going to do that uncharacteristic stuff because you're not used to playing like that. That's why he left Oklahoma City, because he couldn't do that there. That was Ducky's team.
Only thing I'm saying is that Joel needs James. Joel needs James. That's the only point they're making.
Of course. And James cannot do it without something. James can't do it without somebody else. He needs. Listen, James never won nothing with him being the main weapon.
No, he never won nothing, period, right?
Absolutely.
He never won nothing with him. That's my whole point. With him being the main weapon. Everywhere he left after OKC, he was the main weapon.
Yeah, he got Joel now. So they're going to
he dominated the hopefully he's learned that, everybody can't be Michael Jordan or Kobe. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the best player on the team as a little guy every time. Sometimes you need that big man that's better than you.
So we all agree Philly is going to beat Miami.
Absolutely.
Now that Joel is back.
As long as Joel is there, yes, a wrap. They ain't got nothing for him.
Can they beat Boston? Can they beat Boston and Milwaukee?
Yeah, they can. They could. They're not better coached, so it'd be real hard.
It's a tall order. Yeah, it's a tall order.
Yeah, it's a tall order.
I'm still going with Milwaukee, especially when Cliff Middleton comes back.
Because Boston and Milwaukee are big enough to deal with Joel Embiid. They're big enough to deal with Joel Embiid. Boston and Milwaukee.
Yeah,
they have 7-foot centers and they got big ass power forwards. You know what I mean? They got enough to stop him.
And they got defensive schemes.
And they got better coaching.
To that type of shit. And they got better coaching.
Well, I ain't gonna say better coaches than Spoelstra. They got the size.
That's why Milwaukee. That's why Milwaukee.
No, that ain't.
Sorry for your Celtics, but they're going down smoking. 7-footer going coast to coast. They ain't calling foul.
Brook Lopez gonna be working out like
with murder, all that. He's real nice.
Brook Lopez was having a good game.
Still be flicking.
Absolutely.
He been working out.
Him and Giannis still big.
Him and Giannis been clamping up the middle.
All right, so a couple weeks
ago,
and
Bobby Portis
who's gonna win.
Like I said, they got big power forwards to go with Brook Lopez. 7-footer.
Yeah. Milwaukee.
But listen, like I just said though, Boston's pretty big too. I'm not calling this series. I said Boston will win. I still think they can do it.
They're gonna win. Bud's just hating.
Right.
I mean,
no, I'm just going with the champs. They the champs. Milwaukee champs. And y'all can't stop Giannis. Y'all ain't got nobody for him.
Why? We've been doing all right. Giannis ain't been like just a killer. He been definitely a
right now.
Factor.
What's the series at?
Didn't he have like 30-something, almost 40 last game?
Exactly. So, I mean.
2-1. Game 2 tomorrow at 7:30 on TNT.
Basically, it's guys just holding home court right now.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do that. Go back and take one more. They play good on the road, so I ain't really tripping. And they didn't have a good, you know what I mean?
Giannis had 42, 12, and 8 yesterday.
I mean, that's real tough to deal with.
What I mean?
Oh my goodness!
He's getting 40 points. And he wasn't really playing that good.
And they won by 2 points. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's
Tatum played terrible.
And Tatum played terrible.
I have a question for all you Budz. Do you think this is a more exciting playoffs without LeBron James in it? Because I do.
Yeah, but even if they would have been out by now anyway.
I mean, I'm loving.
It's just as like if the NBA
Lakers or LeBron.
I'm talking about LeBron on any team. Taking all the focus from all. I mean, I said it's more exciting this year.
Yeah, but like
I understand what you're saying, but he gets all the press though when he's in the playoffs. It's all spread out now, like it should be. And I love this the way it's getting. When LeBron's in the playoffs, all focus is on him. Is he going to do it or is he going to fail? Right. That's all anybody's worried about.
It changes the narrative. Now it's spread out. You got more to look at, more interesting.
Yes.
Some more storylines is more.
Yeah, I did appreciate them once the Lakers finally got eliminated from the playoffs. Everybody stopped talking about them, and it was good because I'm like, at this point, there's no reason to talk about them. But to say that the playoffs are better without LeBron, I disagree with that. I would say the last
I can't quite say that.
The last 10 years of playoffs, man, like there have been some good rounds with good teams, and it's been switching up. I mean, like Milwaukee, small market, won. Like, yeah, they got Giannis, but like different teams are winning. The power's changing from east to west. Like I think there's been exceptional. And the fact that he went to the finals 10 years in a row.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Bill Russell did that, but it's like, the
whole idea of is Bron going to win another ring?
Right. And I don't care that he didn't win. Like, whatever. You could say, oh, he only won 3. Like, I don't care. The man went 10 times. Like, Tom, that's like Tom. Yeah. Tom went to the Super Bowl 10 times. Now he got 6.
And we don't have the suspense of is Bron going to win another ring? Is he going to catch up to Jordan? We need that suspense, kind of, a little bit. I miss it a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean,
the teams we got in are fantastic right now. I got to say, the West has been fun. Even the Pelicans versus the Suns, like that was tough for them, but they made it happen because they're the better team. You got the number 1 seed that nobody's even talking about in the East. Because you got Boston, you got the 2, 3, and 4 seed with Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly. Like this has been a fantastic playoff so far.
It's been the shit. The Suns ain't really been getting a lot of love neither.
No, they've been getting no love.
I'm not a big Suns fan, but I'll be honest, they're not getting a lot of love.
Except for Ahmad. So Kurt, you still feeling good about your Mavericks, Milwaukee finals? Okay,
yes.
So you feel good.
Yes.
And Ahmad, you feeling good about your Suns, Celtics?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm feeling good about my Golden State Celtics and Mog.
Dallas beat their ass last game.
Yeah, who's your West, Bud? Who's your West team?
All they did was win 1 game at home, Bud. How are you impressed by that? How are you impressed by 1 victory at home? How are you impressed by that?
I was impressed. I didn't say I was impressed. I just
said I was impressed. I was impressed by 1 thing, and that was Jalen Brunson came to play.
Absolutely, he almost had 30.
Listen, and he's gonna have to do that every game for him to win games, and he ain't gonna be able.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So they're not gonna win that series because he ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna do that every game.
It's gonna come down to Jalen, absolutely.
And you already said it because Spencer Dinwiddie, real garbage.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Mavericks is obviously I think they're in trouble. I think the Suns are gonna come out the West. I mean, I like the Warriors though. I think they're looking good, but I just don't know. I don't know. I like them too though. I think it's gonna
listen, y'all talking real silly. The Warriors got their hands full too right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they flicking up.
But with Ja,
but not no more though, because ain't Ja hurt?
Yeah, Ja hurt.
Man, Ja gonna come back.
Yeah,
watch. He gonna
so it's a wrap now.
What happened to him?
Oh, he hurt his knee.
His knee.
Yeah,
they hurt or they injured.
That's what I'm saying. But he gonna play. Game 4, John Morant will be out there.
He knows how to carry up and down the court. If he on that court, they're gonna be all right.
But they whooped that ass last night. Like it wasn't, the 2-point. That wasn't the Bucks beating the Celtics by 2 at home. That was a royal ass whooping.
Yeah, I was golfing
in the 3rd quarter.
I was golfing. What was the score?
Yeah, they beat them
131 or 147 to 117, something like that. They won by 30. Yeah. And
so their defense totally broke down.
I don't think any defense was played in that game, but
I'm just saying you scored 147. If you scored 147, your defense totally broke down. That's ridiculous.
Well, and Memphis was up by 15.
Yeah, so their defense is totally broke down. And who was scorching them?
Clay.
Yeah, Clay was shooting one leg threes and shit.
Poole came off the bench and hit
They spread it out. Yeah, they spread it out real good.
Clay the best shooter in the NBA, dog.
Not yet. He ain't back yet.
Oh, he ain't back yet?
Not yet. He's 30% or something like that.
Hey, did you see Ja's half-court shot?
Yeah, it was nice.
That was sweet at the end of the half.
Yep.
Here, chuck it up, Ja.
Ja been hooping this series.
Dude,
but they hurt him though.
He's been killing it, man. Like
yeah.
the dude. And Ahmad, his threes coming around, man. He getting that jumper.
Who hurt him?
Yeah. He's been shooting much better.
Poole said he was reaching for the ball, bud, and he reached out and grabbed his knee, and gave a little tug. I mean, dude, it wasn't nothing. Like, you could never prove that he purposely tried to jerk his knee.
Yeah,
but like,
he didn't try.
It happened.
Yeah, he didn't try.
Man, he did my little dude in, huh?
And then Ja just started rubbing his knee.
See, that's dirty tactics, man.
It was not.
That's your Michigan boy. That's your Michigan boy. Your dirty
tactics to the NBA, dog.
If you seen it, you wouldn't say that.
Was it like Olynyk did to Kevin Love's shoulder?
No, bud.
That was dirty.
No,
that wasn't dirty. I'm gonna stand by my words on that.
It was, and I'm standing with it was.
It was not. I just stand by. Like I told you back then, Kevin Love just frail. Olynyk didn't do nothing dirty.
He put some extra on it.
No, he did not. You wouldn't have fell apart from that. Neither would I have.
I know, but I'm just saying he put some extra on it, so it hurt frail people.
Man,
you can't put extra on it with frail people because then they get.
But Kevin Love is not supposed to be Italian. He's not that G-leg.
He's not supposed
to be a good corn-fed, strong one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he always been kind of soft though, as far as that. Really.
Yeah,
I mean, he's good on the basketball court. Don't get me wrong. He was averaging a double-double in Minnesota. He
all day.
He was headed to be a famer.
He was in MVP talks a couple years.
Right there. Yeah, that was the play right there. It's just a little touch, bud.
Right there.
Oh, damn. That's more than y'all don't know what that is. You could dislocate a nigga's kneecap like that. That's not a little. Y'all know nothing about knee injuries. It was not on purpose, but that'll fuck you up.
No, yeah, no. We're not saying that. We were just saying it wasn't on purpose.
No, it was not.
Right. Just saying it wasn't on purpose, bud. Not saying that.
Hold on. He was a basketball player all day.
Run it back one more time, dog. His hand ain't nowhere near the ball, dog. That might have been on purpose.
Yeah, Bud, I was about to say the same thing. It was on purpose. I don't think he meant to hurt him, though. But he was trying to grab him and just play physical.
Yeah, he was. And that was totally unnecessary. Jordan Poole's a bitch for that.
He is not, bud. They do that in basketball.
He don't grab niggas. People. I'd have fired on him for that, dog. Me personally, I'd have fired.
Holding. And
grabbing my kneecap, dog.
He didn't mean to grab the kneecap.
Man, he grabbed it though. You get fired on.
Yeah.
Just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'd have held it for a minute, got up and went stole on it. Just like Kareem would have did it. He ain't grabbing my kneecap, bud. Y'all don't know how that shit feel, dog.
Right. Like I know you didn't mean to do it, but you did it.
But you did it, man. You going down for that one, dog. You ain't gonna never grab another kneecap ever again. Oh, that didn't look right. I ain't like that.
It was unfortunate.
Yeah. He actually grabbed his kneecap and made it move. You understand that?
Yeah. Okay. I think he was just trying to grab his leg and like hold him back from the ball. You know what I mean?
Any of y'all? I have. Okay, that's what he was on the verge of getting. A dislocated kneecap.
Ain't nothing to play with. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But now with that, we'll see how serious that is. But if it's, again, they're saying that Memphis was 20-5 without Ja. So like, they're so super deep. But I'll tell you what, man, you can't say you're a better team without your best player on the floor.
Need your superstar in the playoff.
Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. You need him in the playoffs. So if he's hurt for the rest of this series, then I already picked Golden State. Yeah, then
No, that's
actually, I take that back. I think Golden State, man, because
listen, without Ja,
too deep, man.
Even
you talking about in the West, Mark?
In the West, even with or without Ja, they too experienced. They too deep. Clay,
they
got Clay, Dre, and
I say you see their roster. Like I put that up against like the Brooklyn one the other day after we were talking about the Brooklyn roster. I was like, man, this Golden State Warriors and even the Phoenix Suns, those two rosters are just better.
I like the what's they center?
They gonna beat the Suns?
Yeah, they'll beat the Suns. They'll beat
who?
The Warriors.
So he's switching it up, bud.
Are you crazy? Do you realize who they have on their team, the Suns? They got JaVale McGee.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't see what JaVale McGee did to Luka the other day, dog? Give me that. Take it to the rack, dog.
One of the best centers ever. He's one of the best centers ever.
Man, he ain't Shaq a fool in years.
No.
Yeah, he like the new Lord of the Rings.
He just winning rings.
What?
Got it together
Top
now.
10.
Got it together.
Center ever.
Finally got it out of his own head.
Goofball, JaVale McGee.
I'm gonna go to Golden State, get some rings. Go to Los Angeles, get me a ring. I'm gonna go over to Phoenix, try to get me another ring.
That'd be a nice.
I'm giving JaVale all them props, right?
That's that Robert Horry effect.
Yeah, Robert Horry effect. But
now,
he ain't going down top
said,
10 though.
Yeah, Rob said,
I don't know. I mean, y'all said rings mean something, right? Rings
absolutely.
mean something.
Absolutely,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he's not top 10 center. Come on. We can name 10 people. Everybody can give you, I can say Patrick Ewing, Robert Parish,
I don't know.
Bill Walton, fucking Hakeem Olajuwon.
JaVale killed Robert Parish.
Who? McGee?
Absolutely. JaVale
I love you, Kurt.
Better than Robert Parish. Absolutely.
You tripping, bud. I can think of 10. I can think of 10 centers.
Kurt,
see what I'm saying, boy? Yeah, bud.
Yeah. He's better now. He's better than Robert Parish.
No, he is not better. Robert Parish got rings, bud.
Yes, he does, because of Larry Bird and McHale and motherfucking Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson.
Okay, who did McGee get his with?
Brian.
Who else?
LeBron, Steph, Clay.
Exactly. Come on. He was even better equipped.
Man, JaVale was a big part of them squads, dog.
Yeah, he got to be.
He made this.
And his mama was a baller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got the DNA.
So, hey, I thought we had a question for today. It was about a couple cats that coach in the league this year. Who was a better Suns?
Oh, yeah. Who was a better Suns Mav player?
Suns Mavs player?
Jason Kidd or Steve Nash?
Y'all want me to go first?
Player?
Hey, go ahead, bud. You can go first.
Well, hang on. Let me get the question first. Better player between the two?
Yeah. Between the two of them.
Okay, go ahead, bud.
Like the better overall.
Yeah.
Better overall. I mean, that's a hands down no brainer. That's Jason Kidd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, because of defense, they both got assists.
Absolutely.
J-Kidd's defense is killing.
And only one of, and listen, and only one of them has a ring with them. Or either one.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's IQ, it's IQ.
So you say that Steve Nash has an inferior defense, yes. Jason Kidd's better offensive all around?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
maybe not all around.
Stave Nash was
Steve Nash doesn't beat him in any criteria.
Steve Nash was just eye candy, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not gonna get no chips with somebody who just good on offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was a better offensive player.
But yeah, let's break it down though. Like I'll say, so how about driving? Like I think Nash might take Kidd on driving to the rack.
Absolutely. Finishing.
Oh yeah, he was a better ball handler for sure.
Okay, better passer.
Didn't he lead in scoring?
I ain't gonna say better passer. No,
I wouldn't say better passer.
All right, so if J Kidd wins the overall, so he was the better son.
Steve Nash was simply the better scorer between the two. Kidd is just better.
No, Nash was the better son because he had his 2 MVPs during that time he had scoring titles. Like he didn't do anything with it because poor Kobe was busy peeing on him. So like, I mean, I get that, but Nash was definitely the better son, and I would say,
yeah. If you put it in that context, Nash was the better son, and Kidd was the better Maverick.
That's how I feel, Curtis.
Okay.
But y'all realize, you know what I'm saying? It's like a flip-flop at different points of their career and stuff. You know what I mean? Well, Nash, when Nash was a Maverick, he was nice and young.
But he played with Dirk, didn't they both play? Like he played with Dirk though, right? Nash?
Yeah.
Here's with Dirk.
J Kidd
I
started.
want to say
Yeah, he did.
But who was coaching when they had Nash?
I just know Mike D'Antoni.
You talking about when Phoenix had Nash?
Don Nelson.
When Dallas had Nash.
Don Nelson.
Correct. And then who was the coach when Jason Kidd won it with Dirk and the Kidd?
Carlisle.
No, not it was Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky Carlisle.
Who?
Yeah. And the Indiana coach went to Dallas, went there for like 15 years, and then Luka kind of kicked his ass out. Now he's back in Indiana.
Did they get traded for each other?
No, I don't think so. Nash left. Nash left for the money to go to Phoenix because he had Amari Stoudemire over there, and they were ready to go over there.
He had the Matrix, Sean Marion.
And wasn't Steven Gentry? Wasn't Gentry the coach? For a while.
Yep. Alvin Gentry.
Yep.
Yeah. But he had what's the name though?
Q-Dog.
But wasn't Mike D'Antoni the coach first over there with him?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no,
he had the running gun offense.
Yeah, that was Mike D'Antoni's offense. That's why they had stopped. They kept it all. They had the small lineup, and then Amari kept getting hurt, which was terrible.
Then they bounced him.
Quentin Richardson then flicking threes.
Quentin Richardson flicking threes.
What they keep running into?
Kobe. I already said that, bud. Kobe and the Lakers.
Who else? And Tim.
Oh, and Timmy. Of course.
I was about to say that. Spurs.
How we forget about
Spurs.
The Spurs was fucking them up.
You gonna run the Diesel, or you gonna run in the Cove, or Tim Duncan, dog? Oh, good luck.
That's what I'm saying. From like, what was it? After Mike left, it was from like 99 all the way up to like 2013. You were either running in the Cove and Shaq or Timmy. Like that's how it was with Mike too. Like, Reggie and all of them were great players, but you don't get to get a title because they're in the
West. Right. In the West, you had to get real big to play against them teams. Mm-hmm. And so that was never going to work out for that running gun offense. I mean, Lamar Odom, Bynum, Gasol, you know what I mean? Got Diesel, you know what I mean? All guys like that.
Yeah, and they had some shit to get with anybody who,
Smush Parker.
I mean, it's real tough to win small. Listen, it's tough for a team to win with small ball. The only team you really see successful with it was Golden State Warriors.
Golden State, absolutely. And that's they got two best flickers ever.
Well, that's because they got two of the best shooters ever, and then they would have somebody like Kevin Durant for their third fiddle.
Iguodala.
Iguodala, he's up now, but early Iguodala, and they had Leandro Barbosa and the great MC, another MC big head, Livingston.
The Blur.
He's coaching for them now, ain't he? He's coaching for them.
Who are you talking about? Leandro?
No, Iguodala. He's on the bench.
No, he's playing. He's playing. Yeah. Plays for him.
He'll be. They said he might be
plays
back
for him
next game.
again. Okay, I seen him already.
Yeah, he might be back next game.
Assistant coach. Okay, so I guess he the player coach then.
Yeah, something like that too. Yeah, he be acting like he the coach.
So he left them though. He got traded and went to like Miami or where?
I don't remember where he went, but he came back.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mog. It was like Miami or something.
It was. He was gone, but he came back.
Yeah. I still like Miami's chances. Miami ain't out because Tyler Hero be giving them the business. And Jimmy Butler. But I
was gonna say, until they get a 7'3" dude on their team, it's a wrap.
Yes. Yes. And that's the only problem I got with Golden State, and why I say Golden State probably.
Me too. They don't got enough for Suns or the Mavericks.
Well, I mean, I thought Memphis was a little bit too big for them too, but they're gonna figure out a way to take care of that too.
But you gotta score points. It can't just be all defense. And without their ball hand scoring point guard, it's gonna be a rough road for Memphis now without Ja Morant.
Oh, that's over.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like they whooped their ass before that game was over before Ja got hurt. He got hurt in the fourth quarter. Like that.
Yeah,
that
it was
over.
Yeah, it was too.
I mean, and the series is still just 2-1 right now, right?
Absolutely. And you
know, so I don't care if you lose by 60 or 1 point, it's a loss. So it's still just 2-1. Right. So your theory is not really there yet.
But how you lose do matter though.
I mean, I guess it does.
Absolutely. I totally disagree.
Still just one game.
It is still just one game.
Is still one game.
That's clear. But when your star gets hurt and you get smashed, like and you lost game one. You lost game one at home, and then you had to win game two so you could go to Golden State. So you're like, oh my God, we got this win. Okay, we're 1-1. Now we're going on the road. We got to get one. And then you lose by 30 and lose your star.
Yeah.
It's just one game, but that is a devastating loss for them.
Yeah, because your butt is hurt. That's about it. Because other than that, you got film and game plan, and you see how you lost, and you know what I'm saying, as a coach, you figure out how to stop that from happening again. That's how it goes.
Golden State did shoot. What did they shoot? 67% and 53% from downtown. Like they're not going to do that again. They can't duplicate that every game. Like I get that. Right. There was more. There was like the way the players were playing. You can see the looks on their faces, man.
They might be able to. Golden State be flicking.
I mean, the odds are against it happening like that again, though.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I got Golden State going to get rid of these dudes.
Absolutely.
They got too much wisdom.
And then they're going to get rid of Phoenix.
They're going to get rid of Phoenix, too. Because they ain't going to be able to keep – they can run. They can run with them.
I'm going with Big Dallas Mavericks with the big point guard, the 7-foot point guard.
You just saying that to stir up some shit.
That's what he loves to do.
You don't believe
they size. I like their size.
They're going to come out the West? Dallas Mavericks.
Like their size better than Ayton and JaVale McGee?
Yes.
Maxi Kleber, huh?
Now, the front court. Their front court is big. Bullock be flicking threes. Jason Kidd is a good coach.
He's a good coach. That's what they got going for him.
What up, Curl?
Yeah, I think that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, I guess Jason Kidd is the ultimate Maverick because he's there coaching again in the playoffs right now. So, and I forgot he was the Brooklyn Nets coach for a minute, right? When he got
but he got Dallas. They won the only ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he good. He good coach. It's gonna mean something.
Coach on the court too.
He gonna be able to put something together against Golden State. Stop.
He got him a ring with he was with Dirk. He got a ring with Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason Dirk got one is because of him in the Matrix.
That's when they beat LeBron.
Jason Terry, don't forget about him. The Jet.
Yeah. Jason Terry was the reason.
Hitting threes.
Jay Terry was that guy. I was just watching the
that 6 man for him, baby.
The 1991 NBA All-Star game.
Hey, I know he the coach for the Grand Rapids basketball team, right?
Oh, nice. Jason Terry?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I went and seen him play.
Nice.
When Isaiah Thomas was playing, they had Isaiah Thomas on the team for
you. Okay.
We got to get to some of the games.
Out there gunning.
Yeah. So, Dallas is your Western Conference. That's coming out the West for you.
Yeah.
Me and Chuck, we said Golden State, right?
Yeah.
You said, and Kurt said Phoenix Suns. I mean, I'm sorry, Slade.
Yeah, he believe in Cliff Paul.
Yeah, Cliff. I mean, that's the best story. That's the best story, though.
Yeah.
It ain't just Cliff though. It's Cliff.
Yeah. You like the book too.
It's Devin. It's DeAndre.
Yeah, it's DeAndre. It's
He's my favorite.
It's JaVale McGee off the bench.
JaVale McGee, Monty Williams, like they got a good coach.
Got Cam Johnson out of North Carolina.
And didn't they make it last year to the finals?
Absolutely. That's who they was up 2-0 and lost to the Greek Freak. It was up 2-0 and the Greek Freak went crazy.
Yeah.
He was the Greek Freak and he went crazy.
That's what he do. That's why they gonna win it again.
I'm just saying he went crazy.
He be running off fast, taking them long ass steps, and he dunk on you like it ain't nothing.
Yeah. Now he travels sometimes, but he almost don't do it. He don't do it nowhere near as much as Luka.
Yeah, he traveled the other day too. He traveled.
He does. He don't just do as much as Luka.
I seen a little stutter. I mean, I could, even though I'm the Celtics guy, I wouldn't have necessarily called it because it was his feet just so fucking big. You know, it was more like a little baby shuffle. But I'm like, these niggas just traveled.
Kurt calls it the gather steps. I don't know what a gather step is.
That's what the rules say.
When you quit dribbling, you got 2 steps, motherfucker.
I know, but when you about to stop, you get to gather the ball.
Yeah, I'd be all kind of whistles in my
a whole step. You get one whole step while you're gathering it.
Listen, if I ran the refs in the NBA, it'd be so many whistles. The boy, the whistles be going crazy. They'd be like, "What's going on around here? Travel, carry."
Wow.
Pick this shit up, dog. We taking it. No, I'm not calling the fouls. Travels and carries. You can foul, dog. You can foul. We taking it back to the 80s. Taking it back to the 80s. I'm calling the game how you supposed to call it. You can't travel.
You don't like the moving violations.
And you can't do that shit, dog. You can foul a nigga. Hey, that's not a flagrant. That's a normal, everyday foul. You understand me? I don't.
Hey, getting ridiculous with those, though.
But look, yeah, he chopped you in your forehead. That's just a foul, though, dog.
That's what he had to do, so you don't make the bucket.
He stopped you from scoring. That's the game. I'm playing defense on you. Bill Lane Beer, 2-hand smash.
Especially if you're not hurt.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to stop you from scoring. If your face getting, I'm sorry.
No harm. No.
It's my favorite commercial right now, Budz.
The donut.
He said it.
Then you hear that voice. In the NBA playoffs, anything can happen. 1 minute you're feeling great about a bet, then you hear that voice in your head.
Chuck, let's get out while it's still good, man. You don't want to end up looking like a knucklehead. That'll be terrible.
With FanDuel, the ball's in your court.
That ain't the right one. That's a different version.
That's a different version, bud.
Chuck, are you getting hungry?
Oh, here you go.
I'm getting hungry. I think we're getting hungry. Well, I could do some cupcakes.
No, this ain't even it.
Sign up now and get a risk-free bet.
Oh man, I wanted the donut version one.
No, you talking about the 3 dozen or
the 3 dozen.
Oh, yeah.
You want a yacht or the 3 dozen?
you said
you want the 3 dozen,
don't you? You said you want the 3 dozen.
I said, oh man.
This is a good clip right here.
Oh yeah, this is the UFC shit, bro. Man, he got caught with. This ain't gonna be the. I'll try to find another clip of the best one. Real quick.
Dude, his whole face got kicked.
This from this past weekend?
This from last night, yeah.
Bud, his button got kicked in.
Punched.
And the other button.
His shit got punted, dog.
That's what I'm saying, bud. The button got hit the button behind that button, and that one hit the button behind that one, and he shut himself all the way. Like, look at him collapse. Like
let it play the whole way. He give him after that. Let it play the whole thing.
He didn't give him nothing. He gave him some space.
No, that was it. That was it, bud. The ref.
Yeah, the chin shot did it. It was right to the chin.
Like, y'all sure ain't punch him again?
No,
nope.
He tried to dive on him for a quick second.
Yeah,
it was over though.
And UFC out of control, dog. Human pit bull fight.
UFC is the greatest.
UFC is human pit bull fight, dog. They do too much.
Yeah, I agree with that, bud.
Oh man, y'all tripping.
No, I'm not. The human pit bull fight.
UFC be some great fights, man.
I didn't say it wasn't great. It's still a human pit bull fight. You can do everything but eye gouging. You can do everything but eye gouging and knee a nigga in the nuts.
You can't hit to the
what are you talking about?
On the ground.
You can't do what?
You can't hit nobody when they are on. Can't punch to the head. You can't kick them in the head if they on the ground. I'm trying to think what else.
Okay,
what's up, man? What's wrong? What you got against the UFC, bro?
It's a human pit bull fight. I ain't got nothing against it. I'm just telling you what it is.
UFC is real fighting, says Curl.
Says Curl. Yep.
As close as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's the best versus the best. I agree, Curl. You know me, I want to add weapons. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till I hit my billions. We're gonna be on the private island.
Let me ask you this question. Can there be a best in UFC? Is there any retired undefeated UFC fighters?
Undefeated don't make you the best.
Like I asked you, I mean, they all lost their belt by losing. Is my whole point to the story. So who the fuck is the best ever?
The best ever.
They all lost their belt by losing.
Everybody loses their belt by losing. How else you going? Or you can lose your belt by missing weight.
That's not true. Some motherfuckers retire with all their belts. Rocky Marciano. I just said the three names.
Hey, there is one that's never lost.
Who?
Royce Gracie.
Royce Gracie.
He count?
Royce did lose.
Oh, he ain't never lost. Ain't nobody never beat him.
Did Royce got beat up?
I know, but y'all said earlier the undefeated shit don't mean, you know what I mean?
Did you retire with your belt?
What's the name retired? No, I'm trying to think who else.
The best ever retired with their belts. That is
they named a whole new style after
but with their belt, you are only making reference to belts.
Listen, you're not listening. In boxing,
this ain't boxing. We ain't talking about boxing.
I am. Would you let me finish talking? I'm making a comparison. Okay, the whole point to what I'm saying is, in boxing, you can say who's the best ever. Floyd and Rocky. They retired with their belts. Who's the best ever in UFC?
Gracie.
No, the best ever in UFC would probably be Anderson the Spider Silva.
He didn't retire with his belt. He got beat up.
I know, but you comparing it to boxing and UFC retiring with your belt is not the criteria for being the best ever.
Point.
It's his own sport. It's his own sport, bud. So you can't measure it against boxing. That's apples to oranges.
You have to come up with it. You have to tell me your opinion, and everybody else's opinion is not going to agree with you. That's my whole point. Somebody else is going to say Adesanya or something like that.
Well, no, actually, right now, I would say the best UFC.
Somebody has to say Cain Velasco or something like that. Everybody's got a different answer. There's no undefeated champions that retired, so everybody's gonna have an opinion about who's the best ever. You see my point?
Being an undefeated champion that retired don't make it ain't the criteria for being. Oh, is Tyson Fury retired today? Is he the greatest ever? He gonna retire undefeated?
Do he have as many victories as Floyd and Rocky? Rocky was the greatest ever because of the number of victories he had undefeated retiring with his belt. And then Floyd outdid him, made him the greatest. So who's the greatest in UFC? Who's undefeated and retired with their belt?
I'm gonna look that up. I don't think they have nobody. So that's not the criteria for greatness in UFC. It's a different standard. You don't set it on the boxing standard.
Okay, like I said, then everybody just has an opinion about it then. You don't have a fact sheet to go with.
It's still an opinion based on the boxing shit. Same thing.
Royce.
Crazy. Yes. They named the whole style after him.
I'll buy it. Royce probably is the greatest to me too.
You can learn Brazilian.
That shit. No, Royce. No, listen. No, Royce was fighting everybody. That was back when there wasn't no weight classes. He was beating everybody.
He didn't give a fuck. It didn't matter.
He was beating everybody. He didn't give a fuck how good you was. Royce is the greatest ever.
Anybody that's fighting nowadays.
Royce is the greatest ever. You're right.
Man, Royce is catching ass whooping these days.
He old ass man now. He old ass
John Bones Jones. He's up in there.
I buy that one. I like that one.
Yes.
I buy that one. Bones. I like Bones.
Yeah, but he can't seem to get a contract with UFC, so I don't really know what's going on with that. He hasn't fought.
He be doing drugs and stuff, man.
Yeah, he be bugging.
Doing drugs and talking shit about people he shouldn't talk shit about. Once again, that's how politics rule the world.
Yeah, they do. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up these stats on UFC real quick while I have it up.
Royce choking everybody in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can't come up with no concrete motherfucking champ and make no real good argument about it. It's all just everybody's opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, you could look at a boxer's record and say,
gonna check out John Jones?
Hell no, he ain't gonna get a chance to. And they got weight classes now too. He's gonna be too small for John Jones. So we go
size means nothing in Gracie jiu-jitsu.
He'll wrap you up with his gi. As long as he can wear his gi, he'll fuck you up.
He'll choke Bones out. I hate to say it, but he would.
But he got to be able to wear his whole outfit. You can't do that no more.
Yeah. He's got to wear the gi. Yes.
You got to wear the whole karate hookup, dog. You got to look like Bruce Lee little cousin. What?
Hey, he'll make Bones tuck his arm inside his motherfucking gi or something, and then just tie it close.
Yeah, but when he got you gripped up, no, the best part is when he got you gripped up, them little punches he'd be hitting you with. He'd be fucking you up.
Man,
with
what?
About 50 shots to the face. Every little ones. That shit hurt, dog.
Man, he'll chop your ribs. He'll chop your ribs with the heel of his foot.
Like 50 times, though.
Tenderize you.
Man, he'll tenderize your thigh like that.
Yeah. Well, since in UFC nobody's undefeated, so that's not being undefeated is not the criteria to say you're the greatest. But I would say Georges St. Pierre was one of the greatest in his weight class for sure.
GSP, yep.
John Jones for sure, because he's damn near. He's undefeated. Really, he's got DQ'd. I think John Jones is undefeated.
That's what I
Jones for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he ever lost. He just got like missed weight. So yeah, he would be the greatest.
There you go. There you go. You got your answer right there. John Jones, he's the greatest for loss. Forced out.
Talking about you got to be talking about modern UFC then.
Listen, modern UFC, but Horace Gracie's the granddaddy greatest of all. You're right.
He's when I think UFC, that's what I think.
Listen, Horace Gracie is like Bill Russell in basketball. We're gonna come up with all the names we want to. Yes, Horace Gracie beat everybody. He got all the belts. You know what I'm saying? He won that shit so many years in a row. He kept that belt so long. It used to be a competition. Everybody come and just fight. You know what I'm saying? It was like a motherfucking
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Not to cut y'all off, but we got a special guest in the house.
Yo, Papi, yo, bro. What's up, bro? Yo, Elam, Negro Papi, respect for you, bro. Seriously, man. Elam, Alim, Negro Papi. Yo, respect, bro. Yes, man.
Shout out to Alim in the house. But continue as y'all. So yeah, John Jones. John Jones.
Yeah, Bones, dog. Bones is the modern greatest.
Well, and Anderson Silva in his time.
They say Khabib. They say Khabib. Hey, Khabib is Khabib undefeated?
No, he lost.
He lost as well.
Listen, anybody can be the best in their heyday, okay? It's like Canelo is the best in his heyday, but his heyday seems to be over now.
Yeah. Well, I would
to be the greatest, you need to go out to pasture undefeated. John Bones is the modern greatest. He went out to pasture undefeated, whether he was forced out to pasture or he did it voluntarily. He's the greatest. End of discussion. You go.
If being undefeated is the
that's it, dog. It is. I mean, you never lost. Nobody whooped your ass. Everybody else got their ass whooped. You ain't the greatest when somebody whooped your ass. Once you get your ass whooped, your greatest is not your title no more. You got your ass whooped, boy.
Yeah, it's hard to debate that. It's hard to debate that.
It's hard to debate.
I mean, that's fighting. I mean, boxing, fighting, that's what it is. When you lose, you lost. You ain't the greatest no more. You ain't undefeated. Somebody can see you.
Lost.
Somebody can see you. You ain't the greatest.
Right.
Girl said Khabib never lost, so he's still in the up there. I would just say, I implore you, Bud, to every weekend UFC has some good fights on. You know what I mean? We're gonna
it's overload. It's an overload with them pit bull fights.
Yeah. They got a big roster. They done manage it out. You know what I'm saying? Where they can spread it out every weekend. And
the problem with me is they always play that shit when boxing is on. They get Snow Tick on my TV if boxing is on.
You got a multitask, but you got the box. You got
the no. I'm not flicking back and forth. I'm watching.
No, not for UFC.
I don't do that. I do it for basketball, but I ain't doing it for no fucking human pit bull fights.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think my computer about to go dead here shortly.
All right, y'all. About to be out too. 2:45.
We have to move forward. All right. So in closing, then to hit to wrap it up.
I think I got 12 minutes.
All right. We get our good hour quota in. Any closing remarks out of any of you buds here on the
I got some.
What you got, Bud?
I got some. first and foremost, Canelo, he stepped out of his league. I don't hold that against him. He's still a great fighter, still one of the greatest. He stepped out of his league and he got his ass whooped for it, for one. And for two, the Greek Freak, best player in the league, champion, they're going to win it again. Sorry for your Celtics. They're going down smoking. I think that's all I got.
That's all you got? Well, thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to hold nothing against you. I'm going to boot you to the back for what you just said. Bud, you can go ahead and kick your final thoughts.
Yeah, Canelo stepped out of the league. He is a great fighter, but his age showed and his punch output showed. He got to realize he can't knock everybody out. Sometimes you got to win the rounds and go ahead and get it the good old fashioned way and box and quit trying to knock people out. And Greek Freak is the greatest player in the league right now, but you can't do it by yourself. And hopefully he's got enough to take out the Suns again for your sake. But I think the Suns are taking it. That's about all I got. Y'all have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
All right, bud. Dizzle.
Yeah, I would say happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And as far as Canelo goes, I mean, just hurts his legacy. So not really anything. I mean, he didn't lose his belt, so he can still go home and say he's the champion. As far as the NBA, it's the Warriors. Like, they have past championships, past experience, stacked roster, good coach. They got to stay with the Suns. Or with the Warriors. Oh, you got me subconsciously thinking about the Suns.
I think you just had a Freudian slip, bud.
Freudian slip.
I'm gonna let you stick to that. All right. I guess into my things, Canelo definitely bit off more than he could chew with the big boy. I do not think he should take that rematch at all. I don't think he will, because he gonna, the box world gonna be talking this weekend, and the Charlos and the Benavidez, them, they all gonna be stirring it up. And who's kidding who? Any of them people at a lower weight class is going to bring a bigger fight that we all want to see as the boxing fans. So I think that dude will fight somebody else, maybe lose his belt or something not interesting, because we can't really think of any of the people in his weight class that he holds. All the big money fights are below. So Canelo will probably drop down if he chooses to, or his pride and shit look hurt. That's his first time getting whooped on like that. So we'll have to see, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Canelo. Sorry for you, bud. The basketball, my Celtics going to bounce back. Not even worried about that right now. They got something for Giannis. 76ers or whatever, we recap that. I think they're coming out of there, but same thing. If they meet up against Boston, to their heads as well. Over in that West, I think the Warriors have got the like Bud said, they got the repertoire, they got the experience, they got the depth, they got Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be all right. And with all that said, folks, I thank y'all for tuning in for the Bud session. Once again, I'm your host. If y'all enjoyed the show, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you hadn't, hit that second channel, that Mog TV, if you haven't already. And a happy Mother's Day once again. But with all that said, folks, like I said before, I know y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here. And I appreciate it. Jay Morgenheim, and I'm out.